Did you ever feel that with your son as far as like the pressure, like he's playing corner, I played corner, I was all pro, like kind of like that Bronny LeBron kind of pressure?
It's crazy, but I just think it's part of the culture. Like you name your son after you, especially where I'm from.
Yeah.
You name your son after you, and as he got older, when I saw the gifts, the natural gifts that he had, I thought, okay, you got to take this on now because you do have the same name. Guys are going to compare you to me. They're going to say you had the easy way out. How you going to do to debunk all those notions of you? And he did it the right way, man. He went about his own way. He worked his tail off and became the player who he is today.
You did a hell of a job with him.
Appreciate it.
What's up, everybody? I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And with me, as always, my trusty co-host, Roman Camouflage.
There we go. Okay, I was wondering where you were going to go.
So when I say that, I do them. There is this spontaneous. Like I'm just like, what can I? I'm trying to be witty.
I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm leaning into my camo today. I'm really excited about our next guest. Anytime we got 3 DBs on the show, it's always a good one. This is a guy that I grew up watching, tried to model my game after because I once wanted to be a cornerback too, Peanut. So go ahead.
What happened with that?
You get to college, they don't like I was a safety. Don't worry about it.
All right, our guest is a second-round draft pick out of Southern Miss, All-Pro, Pro Bowler. He is the father to another corner, All-Pro, Pro Bowl corner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod, Patrick Surtain Sr.
Yes.
Appreciate it, fellas.
That's awesome.
Big fan of the show, by the way.
Man, thank you so much,
Absolutely.
man. Big fan of yours. Doing some research. I did not realize until looking you up more and more that you're from New Orleans.
I didn't know that either.
My second city, my second home. As soon as we start sitting down talking, we go right back to it.
Yeah.
Talk about the West Bank. You're from the Magnolia projects, which no longer exist. Everybody knows about it though, but no longer exists. But you went to Edna Carr. Mm-hmm. Football player, basketball player. I mean, you part of the city, bro. What is that like?
Man,
we still talk about it.
It's home.
Yeah.
It's home. It's always gonna be home. Like you said, my little league coach, he was teaching and coaching at Edna Carr. So he got a few of the guys from uptown, me, my brother, some other guys who were really, really talented ball players and brought us over there. And it was actually a junior high school.
Okay,
before it became a senior. So
because they didn't have enough kids going up.
Exactly.
So
Old Perry Walker was a senior high, so you would go from Carr to Old Perry Walker. But when I became a ninth grader, they were like, let's try to make Edna Carr senior high. So all of us stayed, who were the ninth graders, 8th graders stayed, and that's how I became a high school.
Didn't even know that either.
I
learn something new every time.
I don't even hear it in your voice though. Normally I can tell.
I hear it.
There's few instances, but it's crazy because I'm born in '76. I'm telling my age, but I got drafted in '98.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I've spent more than half my life in South Florida than New Orleans. But like I said, New Orleans is home, man. Family there, friends, everybody.
I try to tell everybody going to school in the South or Southwest, like there's 3 different dialects. There's Southwest, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Karen Crow, Crowley, Rain.
That's what right there.
They got their own little slang.
They got a Bobby Boucher going.
Yeah. Then you got Northeast. They're kind of like a country, Texas kind of country. And then you got New Orleans, like they got their own South. Like they got their own little slang. And you can normally hear it's like, oh yeah, they from New Orleans.
Cooking,
how you know? Like,
cooking there, we're going to make groceries.
Make groceries. Then you make a birthday too.
Make groceries.
Those are the 2
make groceries.
Hey, let me get that cold drink over there.
Oh yeah.
But what kind of
cold drink?
But what kind of cold drink?
Red.
That's how you have to describe it.
So,
I would
took me back.
Tell me this. So we're here at the Pro Bowl in San Francisco. Super Bowl's here this week as well.
First time.
And really looking forward to. How are you? Because you're a Pro Bowl coach.
Yeah.
How are you taking on that role? How's that been for you? I did not know that either.
AFC defensive coordinator, y'all.
Oh yeah, man, it's fun, man. Just like I tell the guys, like out of the 1%ers, you're the 0.1%ers because you're Pro Bowlers. You're the elite of the elite. So I'm not gonna be out there and try to be all man. Y'all do what y'all do, man. Y'all Pro Bowls. Like most of them say, man, let us play zone. Let us get our eyes on the quarterback and break on the ball.
Yeah, because I'm either making a pick or I'm giving it up. I don't care.
Absolutely,
no
but the rules are different in flag because the center's eligible. They can throw it back as lateral, so it's not really true 7-on-7 football. It's the flag football that they're trying to implement into the 2020 Olympics. So they trying to get the guys a feel for it.
The other thing I didn't know, Pat, is that on the Olympics with men's, it's 5-on-5.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I just learned this before I came here. So
I don't
on the
think I knew
Olympics,
that either.
Yeah, we're used to 7-on-7.
Right.
In the Olympics, it's 5-on-5.
Man.
Total different game. A lot more man-to-man coverage.
Absolutely.
So if you got more guys that can actually distribute the football with multiple quarterbacks, huge advantage
That's
for you.
corny, man.
I know. I'm just telling you what the strategy is going to be when you have to see it.
There's a bunch of rules. The rules are like you can rush a guy on every single play, but you got to play 0 behind it.
Okay.
But you can keep 7 and play coverage. Now they have 4 seconds to throw the ball. So, yeah, they can lateral and do all that. So it's going to be fun.
Okay, good. So, all right, talking about you.
No, go for it.
Okay, I want to not go too far to this, but your son was just in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, man.
All right. To see your son be as successful as he's been, I mean, he's already been named the NFL MVP, right? Defensive MVP as a young player. So congrats to him. So to see all this and all of a sudden see your son getting so close to the pinnacle after achieving the things he's been able to achieve and come up short. As a father, how do you handle that? And what do you tell him, and how's that conversation go?
It's tough, man, because like you said, all the individual success with him, it's always been about team. You know, he's won at every single level. He's won the championship in Little League. He's won the high school state championship. He won the college national championship. And to be on the cusp of of going to the Super Bowl, you know, it was tough, man. He's still feeling it. He's still feeling it because, you know, that's the ultimate goal as a professional football player. That's the pinnacle level. You want to be a Super Bowl champion. And to get that close and find out that, you know, it's not going to happen, you got to go through the whole process again. And you guys are part of it. I know Peanut been to the Super Bowl. You won the Super Bowl. So it's why you do this, man. It's why you do this. And, hey, next year.
Is there any advice you could give him? Because that's something you didn't get to accomplish either. So it's like, I mean, son, I've been able to give you all this advice. But this is something I ain't got. Like, how do you go about that? Because you're still ultimately his father, the person he's looked up to his whole life.
Yeah, I try, man. Just keep Bo Nix healthy. But nah, man, they have a nucleus that the front office did a tremendous job of keeping their players there. Their drafted players, they've done well in free agency, and they have a team that can be good for the next 5 or so years. So just become more of a leader, become more of a voice because you've earned that, and look forward to next year, man. You got a whiff of it, but you're not quite over the hump yet. So you have something to work forward to.
I had the luxury of going to one of the practices, and I approached your son. I was just like, hey, man, look, I'm a fan. You are well above your years. For you to only be in your, I don't know, third, fourth,
fifth year.
Go
by fast,
like, you've been playing at a high level since day one. And I was like, yo, man, I just wanted to shake your hand, let you know I'm a fan of yours. I love what you do. And you, Little League coaching, you coaching your son, you have had a tremendous influence on your son's life. Do you feel like it's mission complete at this point in time right now in his life?
I don't think it'll never be complete because I'm always going to be dad. So when he's 50 and I'm 75, I'm always going to be that guy that he's going to look for advice. Yeah. But I've seen it taper back a little bit because he's becoming more of his own person. He is his own person. Like, he's 25 now. He's accomplished a lot of things, man. That I just wanted to give him the blueprint. Give him the blueprint and he run with it. Make it all his own. And it's I'm pretty sure it's hard for him just carrying the same name. Yeah. But I told him when we first got involved in this thing, man, go pave a avenue all your own. Don't worry about me. My days are finished. Football is what I did. It's not who I am. It's your turn now. So he's taking it in his run with it, man. Proud of that.
So one of the things I struggled with was when I had my son, his mom wanted to name him after me, but I knew my success and how I am. I didn't want to put pressure on my own kid. Did you ever feel that with your son as far as like the pressure, like he's playing corner, I played corner, I was all pro, like kind of like that Bronny LeBron kind of pressure?
It's crazy, but I just think it's part of the culture. Like you name your son after you, especially where I'm from.
Yeah.
You name your son after you, and as he got older, when I saw the gifts, the natural gifts that he had, I thought, okay, you got to take this on now because you do have the same name. Guys are going to compare you to me. They're going to say you had the easy way out. How you going to do to debunk all those notions of you? And he did it the right way, man. He went about his own way. He worked his tail off and became the player who he is today.
You did a hell of a job with him.
Appreciate it.
Where you get that hype from?
That's my
man.
That was my next one. I didn't know he was that tall when I walked up on him.
He's a big quarter.
I was like, oh, damn.
I used to be 6 feet. I shrunk. I shrunk an inch or two. So I was in the sixes, but man, it just happened out of nowhere. You go in his bedroom one day, the next day his feet hanging out the bed. Like, man, what's going on?
You just like, yes.
Yes.
Keep it going.
Oh, man.
Keep it going.
I don't know, man, but that's a big old joker.
He is. Okay. I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right. We mentioned it earlier. All right. Your success, Peanuts told you to. Your success as a father. You've been a head coach at, you won a state championship as a head coach and high school coach. You've coached in college. You did a little small time with the NFL. Mm-hmm. So you've been around the block coaching as a player as well. But all of that being said, when you reflect back growing up in the Magnolia projects and the perception that is that, but you're the one that made it out or has been able to accomplish what you've accomplished. What does that say about you and maybe your upbringing?
Man, it took a village back then because all of my friends, they went on and to do something, most in jail or dead, or like I grew up with Juvenile, I grew up with Soldier Slim.
Oh yeah,
all those boys from Magnolia, yeah. So they went on to do their thing, but I was one of the guys that just happened to make it out. And I tell guys all the time, man, this game could take you from the projects to the penthouse, and it did for me. It did for me. It gave me opportunities that I thought I would never have, growing up. But what's crazy, man? Like, those were some of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah.
Those kids, because it was all about community. Even though you saw drugs and crime happening around you, you were kind of immune to that because everybody was together, man. And I wouldn't change it, for the world. That's how I grew up. I'm proud of where I'm from, and I think it just gave me some introspective of how things could go and coming from that type of situation. And like I say, I was one of the ones to make it out, man. And my parents did a tremendous job. It was my mom, my dad, it was my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. So our whole family was in that thing.
Oh, really?
So our whole family was in that thing. And still to this day, man, it's a place that I go back and you still have people there,
yeah, for sure.
in the community. So it's great.
If you could go back in time and change anything, would you grow up the way you grew up? Or would you take your sons growing up, a little bit nicer house, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe, better weather, What would you do?
It's crazy. I'm taking my childhood every time.
Every time?
I'm taking it every time. Obviously, like you said, he had a pops who played the game and got paid a handsome amount of money. He had everything that he wanted, but there's nothing like, man, getting together with the guys and getting on your bike and riding your bike outside the neighborhood.
Be gone all day.
Be gone all day, picking plums, water balloon fights. They don't do none of that stuff, man. They inside. They doing what they do. They on
Video
their game.
games, phone.
Oh yeah, going to your grandma's house, all the cousins over, man.
Yeah.
And you just it was nothing like it. It was nothing like it. Like you said, going outside in the morning, especially in the summertime, staying all night. Hear your mama calling you when the lights come on. It was great times, man. I wouldn't change that for the world.
Okay, them was the best times.
Best times.
I feel bad for kids because they did not get to grow up like how we did. You used to have that key on your neck with that chain with all the little beads.
Yeah,
on it.
It's crazy because I there's this guy on Instagram. He talks about it. He talks about like our parents didn't give a damn about us because they used to let us leave early, but they knew that we were going to be okay because it was more about community back then, man. And I don't know how we got water. We drove from the fire,
the water hose.
The water hose. We drove from it. The best water ever.
You never went in anyone's house.
Well, it's kind of you didn't have a cell phone.
No.
So the moment you left the house, there was no communication.
No communication.
But you just found a way.
Had to check
found a way, man.
You were just gone. Nobody ever got lost.
Nobody got lost.
It's just everybody just made it home back then. I don't know.
My kids think it's weird that we drank out the faucet outside, and then like we never went in no one's house. It was like, nah, y'all, we outside all day.
We
If you want some
outside.
water, they go to the faucet and you.
Absolutely.
That was just how it
Playing
worked.
pitch up tackle, man. Just all the games we used to play back then, man. It wasn't nothing like it.
I like that.
So in your 11 years, what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Oh man, I think it was my rookie year.
Yeah,
my rookie
okay.
year preseason.
Okay.
Like I go in there like mini camps. I'm balling. I got like 5-6 picks. I get out there and we're playing against Tampa Bay. I forget the receiver name, and he's killing me. He's killing me on the island in preseason. Boom, boom, boom. So I get a little down on myself, and it's crazy because I was starting at the nickel position because we had
T-Buck
and Sam Madison.
That's why I loved y'all.
Yo, yeah. So I was starting at the nickel, and that slot different. I know you say you never played corner, Roman, but you covered in that slot.
That's what I did.
That's a totally different ball.
It's a two-way go.
Exactly. So boom, getting killed. So our first game was against Indianapolis. It was Peyton's first game. So the depth chart come out. I'm second team. So my boy Calvin Jackson, rest in peace. He started. He got hurt. I came in and made the game-winning play. A tip. T-Buck got the pick against Marvin Harrison. So that was my welcome. Like, you can have some bad times, but you got to move on.
Yeah,
you got to move on quick.
Very true.
And because every week in the NFL, you have a different matchup, and all these guys are good. So that kind of woke me up, man. And it was.
What did it do to your confidence?
Oh man, it took it to another. This was Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
even though Peyton was a rookie, Marvin was the guy. Mm-hmm. And then just to get to make a play at the end for us to seal the game, it took it to another level.
So you better than me. I played on my second year preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
He made me look so stupid. With cover 2, could not touch the guy.
Oh man,
Even in cover 2?
Oh my God,
you ain't worried about nothing,
bro.
You ain't even worried about nothing.
Could not. You would have hated me running right up the sideline. I left my safety, hung him to dry every time. I could not touch him, couldn't jam him.
Yeah.
I mean, he just made me look stupid.
But Marvin used to cheat though, because he's always a Z receiver, and he was 3 yards off the ball. So he told him shoulder pad shaking, man. But that's
I got up to the line of scrimmage as much as I could, and I still couldn't touch that dude. Oh my God, yeah. One of the best that I could not cover.
Man, we had a bunch during our era, man. That I know they talk about these cats today, man, but we went against like 7, 8 Hall of Famers.
And when people ask me that question, I tell them who was. I don't say, I say, look, the 3 best receivers that I went against in my time, Hall of Fame Marvin Harrison, Hall of Fame Randy Moss, Hall of Fame Calvin Johnson. Like, I don't just thought, hey, I'm putting that HOF on.
No doubt.
All right. So looking at your career numbers, like what changed or what did you figure out by your 5th year? I mean, you made All-Pro. After that, you made 2 Pro Bowls. Like all these things happened. I know you were starting out as the 3rd corner behind T-Buck and Sam Madison. Mm-hmm. But what was it after that? Was it because I read also Jim Bates was the D coordinator there too, with Dave Wanstead and them those guys finally starting to come in. Was it the coaching or was it? I mean, the game slowed down.
I just think it was the simplicity of the defense. Oh, yeah. We were in press man every single snap.
Yep.
We in quarter. We call it switch. We were press. We were pressing 2. So it made my job easy. Like I have this guy right here.
Yeah.
And the teams know what we're gonna be in. We didn't deviate from it. Like, you got to beat us. And, of course, we had guys coming with Jason Taylor and Wale Agulia and Trace Armstrong. And,
I forgot he was with Wale.
Yeah, Wale. That was my young pup. Yeah, Wale. So, Tim Bournes and all those guys inside, man. So, Zach Thomas, a Hall of Famer. Brock Marion and Brian Walker and all those guys. Sammy Knight. So, we had some guys on the defensive side of the ball, man. I think it was just the fact that we're going to line up, we're going to do what we do, and you have to beat us on the offensive side of the ball.
Did you take what you learned from that, what you just said, and how often do you implement that when you're a coach? Because you're like, you know what, I don't have to overthink these things let's let my guys go.
Absolutely, especially when I became a high school coach. I had guys on that team. I had Pat. I had Tyson Campbell, I had Marco Wilson, I had Brian Burns. All them guys are on the same team.
Yeah,
so man, crazy. I ain't gotta overcomplicate this thing, man. Y'all just go do what y'all do, man. Like we give y'all a couple exotics or whatever, but man, y'all better than them.
Yeah.
Go out there and do what you do. So, a lot of guys can make this thing, more complicated than it should be, but at the end of the day, it always come down to the players. Always.
Was there something that you learned along the way with when you played with some of your coaches that you implement now with your players?
Well, it's crazy because in college, like we played a bunch of press, we played a bunch of bell, called it basketball, and my D coordinator and secondary coach, went on to do some great things. But when I got to the league, I think that's when, because like we played press, we took the Jimmy Johnson Dallas defense.
Yeah,
because Jimmy was my first head coach, and my DB coach Mel Phillips, he got down to nitty-gritty, just the press technique. We call it step and slide. Step and slide, try to destroy the timing of the route. We knew we were going to be in cover 4. We knew that they were running quarter beaters, had to take away the post. So
got to take the post.
My whole thing to my guys, when after that, is technique. Technique and fundamentals is going to take you further than anything. And that's what I try to teach the Pat at a young age. You learn these things early when shit get haywire and the crowd, 90,000 people cheering, you rely on your fundamentals.
That's it.
You rely on
all
that.
You got.
And it'll bring you back to, simplicity.
So speaking of technique, relying on your fundamentals, what receiver didn't your fundamentals work on?
Oh, man.
Like what receiver was just like, damn, made me look bad, made me look like a rookie all over again?
Man, you got to throw Randy in there. Because he'll put the hand up on you at 5 yards.
That hot hand.
Come on, man. You been disrespectful. Marvin was one of the greats. Some guys who I have a lot of respect for that I played against. Terry Glenn was a dog.
I loved watching Terry Glenn.
Jimmy Smith was a dog.
Okay, with Jags.
So, like I said, man, during our time, we had a whole bunch. I also played in the slot, so you had little guys like Wayne Corbett, crafty little dude.
Yeah.
So...
From the Jets?
Yeah.
From the Jets.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And they were in our division, so we played them twice a year.
I would love to know, because not enough people say Jimmy Smith. What made Jimmy Smith so hard to guard? He just had it all.
Fast, strong. Fast. Oh, man. Great hands. He ran routes for his size. He was one of them, absolutely.
Yeah. Because not everybody talks about Jimmy Smith. He's like one of the forgotten guys in that generation.
Yeah,
who was a baller.
I mean, he was a baller.
He did everything for Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
One of my being in Chicago, so NFC North, we went against Detroit twice a year. So I know Calvin was like one of the harder receivers that I had to cover, but I used to get excited for those games. Loved it. Loved the competition. Loved the matchup. Is there a receiver that you played in your division or out of the division that you just love going against because you knew it was going to be a great match?
It was the Colts. It was
Colts?
The Colts.
Okay.
It was Marvin because I was the left cornerback and he was the receiver.
Yeah,
he was a Z receiver. So it was every snap on him. And like you said, he was in our division, went against him twice a year.
Yeah,
and you kind of not figure him out, but you have an understanding of what they want to do to you. Also, guys like Eric Mose, who was with the Bills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Guys who you go against enough where their tendencies or whatever, but it was great rivalry, great matchups, and we look forward to those things.
Now, you didn't see Eric Mose in college because he went to Mississippi State.
No,
and you were a Southern Miss guy.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah,
Y'all
we didn't play him. They were scared to play Southern Miss back in the day. Yeah,
they didn't want to come to the Rock.
they
you know they
want
wanted that Peter Rock. You know that. Okay.
We played ULL though and went spanked them.
You knew that though. Knew that was going to happen.
We wouldn't play you. They had Brandon Stokely. Jake Delhomme. The boy they were throwing the ball all over the yard. I was like, golly.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So, this podcast called the Second Players Act, right?
NFL Players Second Acts. Second Acts.
Yes.
Get it right, homie.
I got it. And we like to kind of dive into that, right? We talked about your football career, how great you've been as a father with your son, but I want to know about Pat Surtain, the coach. And so when you retired, talk to me about those first couple years when you weren't coaching or you weren't doing anything else. What was that transition like and how did it affect you?
I was in Kansas City, but I always kept my home in South Florida. So after the season, we would go back to South Florida. And my little Pat, he just so happened to be of that age where he could start playing sports.
Okay.
So as a dad, as a father, I'm pretty sure you guys, you're involved in that.
I am.
And I was like, let the coaches handle it. So, but one day I'm out there because I was out there every day. And I'm like, man, they don't know what they're doing, man. I'm out here. I might as well go help.
Okay.
So he was probably, 6 or 7 years old?
Uh-huh.
So I went out there. That's when I first started coaching Little League. And you're coaching, then you're like, man, you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And you find yourself I promise, you probably watch more film than you do in the NFL.
Just trying to get an edge.
Trying to get an edge with these little kids. And I'm a former quarterback, so I was the OC, the DC, the head. I was all that, man. And that's how I first started. And then Pat, he had been going to American Heritage since kindergarten. It's kindergarten through 12. So he had been going there. So we lived right around the corner from the school. And as he got older until junior high and in high school, Mike Rump was the head coach at American Heritage. Mike Rump was the head coach. Guy. So I got with Mike. I'm like, let me get on the staff. So I became the secondary coach. From there, the DC, then the head coach. So it started with my kids, wanting to play sports, and you're out there every day. And I figured, why not lend my expertise to some of these guys who just getting into it and try to help out a little bit? I didn't want to become a dictator out there and then say we got to do it this way, but I just want to lend a helping hand, and it took me to the journey I'm on now.
One of the things I learned was I've been going to NFL Academy coaching high school kids over in Loughborough, England, and I would use terminology that the three of us we already know. And I had to learn real quick that, they don't.
You have to dumb it down.
They don't know what this means or that. How long did it take you to identify that they weren't the college player, or I got so much knowledge, I can't tell them this? All right, look, we got to do these 12 things, but realistically, y'all can only do 3. Like, how long did it take you to identify that?
It's still to this day. Then I was at Florida State for 3 years, and it's amazing, what they don't know.
Yeah.
So you try to, like you said, you try to dumb it down for them and give it to them, but just the expertise that we have at the highest level, man, to be able to give back to those kids, it's truly a blessing. That's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
It's not for the money, obviously. It's to give back to these kids so they can go on to the NFL and experience the fruits of their labor. So it's still to this day, they may have better athleticism, but the understanding of the game, that's where,
that separates.
It separates it. Yeah.
You were at Miami Dolphins for a season. And I read on the interview when you went to Florida State, afterwards you said, the Dolphins, the NFL thing was cool, but because, everybody wants to get to the league.
Right.
But when you got there, coming from high school, you were just like, man, it's not as intimate a relationship. Or why, when you say that word, that intimate word, what does that mean? And then also maybe talk about the love that you get, or how happy it makes you when you see a young man all of a sudden get it, and the light goes off, and you're like, man, this is what I do it for, right?
Stole my question. That was what I was going to ask.
My bad.
That's exactly it, man. In the NFL, a lot of these guys have families, and it's their job and everything. But at the high school and college level, when I said it's more intimate, because now you have to worry about their academics. In these cases, in the college no more, they don't have any more curfews like we had.
Yeah.
So they're out. So you got to check on their well-being and make sure that you have their relationships where they trust you, and know not only that they know that what you're talking about on the football field, but know that you care about them, personally. And you make a vow to their parents that you drop your kids off for the next 4 years. I got them.
Yeah.
And I really believed in that and wanted their parents to know that. If you leave your kid here, Coach Pat got him.
I bet you was a hell of a recruiter.
Oh yeah.
I bet you was a hell of a recruiter. I can see it the way you talking. I was like, oh, he gonna get some kids. He gonna get some kids.
I got a bunch of high level kids, man. But I recruited the person in the family.
Yeah.
Because they had to trust me to know, because the head coach is one thing, but as a position coach, you got
that's who you with.
That's who you with. That's who you with. And nobody sees the late nights when the guy's calling you at 1 a.m, going through some stuff, or they getting stopped by the police. You got to go out there and make sure everything's all right. Nobody see those things. They only see what happens on Saturdays. But that's something that you take pride in as a coach to be there for those kids in those type of situations.
Oh, as a free agent, because you're a coach and free agent now.
Oh yeah.
Where do you see yourself going next? If you had to envision it, you had the Pro Bowl right now, so you got your feet up.
Right.
But after that,
if I was to be at home in South Florida, not have to go to work, not have to pack up or anything like that, and just the Dolphins or somebody. But okay. You know what? Like I said, man, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love of it. So if that means I have to take a year off to figure out, what I want to do with it, but I'm free. I don't think I'm going to Montana State and coach.
Yeah,
sure. I'm not doing none of that. It has to be the right situation right now. So,
okay.
Oh yeah.
Is there a story that you can share where you just had a player who just couldn't get it, and then working with them, and then they finally get whatever, and then you see it in the game, and you're like, yeah, is there a story that you can share?
I would say when I first got to Florida State, they had Jerry Jones.
Okay.
He's starting for Jacksonville now. And if you know Jerry, man, he's a guy, man. He's boisterous, he's funny, but we moved him from corner to nickel. And at first he didn't like the move or whatever, but we knew that he was one of our best players, and we had Ronaldo Green and Nazari Thomas and all those guys who also played in the NFL, and Trail Cypress. They were the other guys. So he didn't take a liking to it, but once he got into it and he understood why we did it,
right.
And then just to see him thrive in that environment, man, and play his best ball. He went from being an undrafted kid to being a third-round draft pick. Now he's balling out in Jacksonville, doing his thing, man. And a kid like that, just to see him achieve the things that you saw in him, and he really came around to believing in it, man. It was refreshing.
I want to know if there was a player that, because I think we all got this story where it's like for me, for instance, I don't even know if I believe truly in myself what I could accomplish until somebody told me that I could.
Seriously.
Yeah, not everybody is just full of this confidence like everybody says that they have. And so have you ever had a player like that you just saw something in this guy? Maybe he didn't see it himself. Maybe I got to just talk to him. Maybe I got to be a little bit more of a father figure. And I know that's probably why you loved high school.
Yeah.
It's because you're pouring into these kids, and it's not all about going to college and everything else. It's like, I'm making this person a better man.
Absolutely.
And really that's what it's about.
I think I had a couple of guys. I can remember a guy. He wasn't any stars or anything. He was actually a Spanish kid.
Nice.
But he was on the team, and we were in high school. We had 45 players. So he was one of the guys. He was one of the guys, and I remember we played whoever it was, but Luke was the coach. Uncle Luke was the coach, and we beat him, and we were up 35-0. So I put this kid in the game. And this kid is messing up. He's missing tackles, and I leave him in the game. Like the score got to 35-21. I'm like, no, stay in the game, man. Coach, you sure? Yeah, stay in the game. So after the game, man, and after the season, man, this kid cried, and thanks for believing in me and all that, man. He went on. Now he owns his own solar panel company, man.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, so I think, and he tells me to this day, man, that the lessons that I learned from football and the way you believed in me, it helped me, be where I am today. So
I love that.
That's
absolutely.
the stories. You know what I mean? And so we always want to talk about, it's easy to talk about your son because everybody see him.
Chico, if you're listening, that's who it is. Chico, yeah.
But that's why you do it, though.
That's why you do it.
That's why you do it. Again, I'm new into this coaching thing, and put a kid in the game, and he finally does the technique right, and I'm like, yes. He finally gets
European guys.
Yeah, because they ain't only been playing football for 2 weeks, 6 months.
I remember we went I had this company, me, Sam, and a couple more guys. We went to Italy to try to teach them pro football.
Yeah.
And we would give them water breaks, and they would go smoke cigarettes during the water breaks. I'm like, I don't know if you have a chance in Italy. But
that's
come
funny.
on, man.
That's funny. So you coached your son to 2 back-to-back state titles. You won 3 state championships in 5 years. You won the National High School Coach of the Year. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Appreciate it.
What did that mean to you?
Oh, it's just it meant that we were winning. It meant that you impacted some players. You sent a lot of players off to college.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of players off to the pros, and just guys looking around and say you're doing a really good job over there. And then, like I said, man, and everything it takes a village. It wasn't just me; it was my assistant coaches. I had a great staff. And the players bought in. The players bought in, and we were successful. And that's what it was about.
How do you get your players to buy in? What's your? I think every coach. I think the really good coaches have the it factor, and you know what it is when you see it or you hear it. What was your way or technique, or was there something that you said that got your players to buy into what you were saying?
I think they saw the past success. They saw the resume.
Yeah.
That matters to those kids. Like, this is a guy who did it at a high level. Now he's back, trying to give us the game. He knows what he's talking about. And that's what it is. You got to be firm, but you also got to be loving. You can't be one of these overbearing coaches. And Jimmy Johnson told me this: you got to treat each player differently.
Yeah.
There's some players you may need to put a foot in their ass. There's other players you might need to soothe them over a little bit. And that's how I approached it. We had some guys who I had to get into. I bring up a name, Nestor Severo, who's playing in the NFL. He was a hard head, so I had to put him in a chokehold a little bit. But they had other kids where if you do that, you may take them out of their game, their comfort zone. So you got to coach each player differently, figure out the strengths and weaknesses of every player, and rely on the village around you. Rely on your coaches, rely on your strength coaches and the facility, the faculty around you to make sure that those guys are right.
I loved that Miami defense when I was growing up. It was you, T-Buck, Sam Madison.
Y'all had the best secondary.
They did. I agree. All right. But out of the corners, who's the best one?
Oh, shit.
And then who did what better than the rest? Like, what was your biggest strength compared to others? Go.
I say T-Buck was the ball hawk of the group.
Yep.
2'9", Sam, he was a technician.
Yeah.
He was a technician.
Who had the best feet?
Oh, man. I thought I had some pretty good feet, but I give that to Sam.
Okay.
I give that to Sam, but all around it was me.
Okay, yeah.
Because I played corner, I played nickel. I was a better tackler.
Yeah.
I made my share of plays. I had 37 of them things.
Yeah.
Should have had 50, but I caused fumbles. I had sacks.
Yeah.
Just all around. I was the guy, when we kicked the onside kick, I would go up and get the ball and get busting them out.
Yeah.
So, I think our 3 talents combined made us what we were, man. And,
I agree.
It wasn't no animosity. We helped each other. Them guys helped me tremendously, man. And when T-Buck left, it was me and Sam and some other guys. So still friends to this day, man. So
love that.
That's
That was just a big
great.
To me, T-Buck was like
T-Buck was my vet, man. Still talk to T-Buck. He's at Mississippi Valley State coaching now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the head coach there now.
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. Yeah, he was a ball guy.
No doubt, ball guy.
Ball guy.
No outs. ever since Florida State. I used to grow up watching Florida State against Michigan, Desmond Howard. Throw that out route, he taking it to the house.
Every time.
And it happened in the league, too. He got 50 of them things, so.
He's got 50?
Oh, what? Yeah, don't sleep on T-Buck now.
Have you ever, obviously, this is NFL player second act, and your son, you're in your second act, we're in our second act. Your son, he's in his 5th year, he's still going, he's still playing, he's doing great, playing amazing. Have you talked to him about what life is like after football while he's still playing now currently?
I don't. We've had small conversations because I see him playing another 15 years. The way technology is, and the way his love for the game, and
he got in young too.
Yeah, he got in young. So I want him to go as long as he wants to play. You know, don't beat your body, don't kill your body at the end of your career. You know, go as long as you want to play. And those things that's going to happen after football is going to happen. But more importantly, I want him to be a great man, a great husband, a great father, and everything else will take care of itself. If he decides to jump into this coaching thing or whatever avenue he wants to go, I know he'll be successful because he has a passion for it. You know, and that's the thing. Once you have a passion for it, man, the sky's the limit. And I know he's more into the business side of things. You know, the business decisions that he's making now is going to set him up to have a successful, you know, career after football. So, you know, he's on the right path.
Yeah, he and Terry on Arnold's little podcast is kind of funny too. So they do a good job with that. Too.
Yeah.
So shout out to them for that.
It's funny.
My second question and my last question is Mount Rushmore of influence for you. You get 4. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore influence that made Pat Surtain Sr. the person he is today?
Oh man, first of all, mom. Mom is number one. Mom is number one. Probably my older brother.
Why is mom one?
She did everything. She did everything, and she made sure, even though we didn't have much, we were on Section 8 in the projects. She made us feel like we had everything. Made us feel like we had everything, and she kept the family together, man, and just she basically raised the man who I am today.
Yeah,
you know, gave me the blueprint. I saw all the hard work she did. Have to catch the public bus, you know, in the morning, come home late in that night, have to meet at the bus stop and walk her home. Just, you know, those things kind of gave me the inspiration to do what I needed to do, you know, to retire her. So, mom's on the Rushmore. Like I said, big brother, I followed in his footsteps. You know, he played quarterback. I played quarterback in high school.
Shout out Alabama State.
Oh, yeah. Big brother, LC Surtain, Alabama State legend. He's on there. Probably my coach who bought me there in the car, Bill Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, he had a big influence on me, man. And the fourth one, my Rushmore, probably my other high, my junior high coach, Coach L. Ott, who just recently passed away, man. But, you know, those guys gave me the blueprint, and it's crazy because the high school guys who I went to school with, still friends to this day, a lot of us are coaches, and I think it comes from
being around them,
from being around those guys. Absolutely,
really,
absolutely.
So how many of you guys are all coaching now? Probably.
Oh man. Like the whole Ethnic coaching staff was my guys who I graduated. Yeah, them. My other boy, head coach at Destrehan.
Yeah.
Another one at Warren Easton. So we're all over the city of New Orleans, man, and in college and beyond. So I think those guys had a tremendous impact on you know what we're going to do going forward.
Oh, that's awesome.
I heard it. It came out. The New Orleans.
Oh, you heard it?
I hear it now. You heard it? You heard me? Yeah, I got it now.
Well, Pat, man, thanks so much, man, for blessing us with your time, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
You're doing a great job, man. Just a pleasure to meet you. Love watching you. I know that makes you feel old, but love watching you, man. Been a big fan of yours a long time, and great seeing your son grow and continue to be a great player like he's been doing too as well. So
appreciate y'all.
I know
fellas.
you're proud.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You look older than Pat.
Hey, man, that's what happens when you got the gray all over, dog. It's part of it.
50 in June, big dog. 50 in June.
I ain't there yet. All right, man. Well, look, man, thank you so much for always tuning in wherever you watch or listen to, wherever you pick up your podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app. Make sure you continue to give us a follow, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you leave a couple comments. Thomas loves to comment on that and answer all your questions with more questions and answers. So make sure you do that, man. Peanut, getting us up out of here.
Oh, make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a what?
Friend.
All right. I'm Peanut. This is Roman the Camouflage. That's Pat. And this is the NFL Players Second Acts Podcast. We out.